Next we shall see how relations are represented using graphs or graph theoretic representation of a given binary relation. So given a set or a domain or universe of discourse and a binary relation R, which is a subset of A cross A, one can represent R using a graph theoretic model, which is defined as follows. Let me explain with respect to an example. So let's take A to be 1, 2, 3 and say R to be say 1, 1, 2, 2 and 3, 3. It could be any relation, and suppose this is my binary relation defined on A. The graph theoretic model is defined as follows. You have something called nodes or vertices. So each element in A gets a vertex. So each element in A gets a vertex or gets a node in G. And then there is something called edges or arcs. So this set, right, formally speaking, we call it as V of G. V of G is the set of vertices or nodes, and in this case V of G is A. Then we defined edges or arcs, which we call it as E of G, the set of edges or arcs. 1, 1 is present, so which means you will draw an edge or arc from 1 to 1 itself. So 2, 2 is present, so you will draw an edge or an arc from 2 to 2, similarly 3 to 3. Suppose this also contains 1, 2, then you will draw an arc or an edge from 1 to 2. So please note there is a direction attached to it. So if there is an arc from 1 to 2, which means 1, 2 is here. What are this? So this is also a set. You find an edge between AB when if A, B or when A, B belongs to R. So E of G is the set of edges. So A, B, you see an arc from A to B if A, B belongs to R. So E of G is precisely R. So for every pair there is an edge here. And what we draw is not some graph. This has a special name. It is a directed graph. Because there is a direction, direction associated with each edge. So we call this as a directed graph. Suppose R2 is say 1, 1, 2, 3 and 3, 2. Then you see that the underlying set is same. So each element in A gets a vertex 1, 2, 3, and edge set is precisely this. So which means 1, 1 there is an edge, 2 to 3 there is an edge, and 3 to 2 there is an edge. So note that the graph that we draw consists of edges of this type. This we call it as self loops. And there are normal edges like 2 to 3 and 3 to 2. Fine. If you look at say R3 is empty, then if you look at the underlying graph you will have 1, you will have 2, you will have 3, and there are no edges. So this graph is null graph or empty graph. So in this graph, edge set is empty because relation is empty. And suppose you look at R4 as A cross A, then you will have 1, you will have 2, 3, and you see that 1, 1 is present, 2, 2 is present, 3, 3 is present. There is an edge between 1 and 2, similarly 2 and 1, 2, 3 and 3, 2, and 1, 3 and 3, 1. So here is a graph containing maximum number of edges. So maximum number of edges on 3 vertices, and that's equivalent to saying the underlying relation is precisely A cross C. The one which has got least number of edges is the underlying relation is empty. The one that has got maximum number of edges, the underlying relation is A cross C. And this graph theoretic model, it helps you in studying not just graph theoretic problems, and it also helps you to study many problems in the context of relations as it models the underlying binary relations. So when we looked at say a relation like this, 1, 2, 2, 3 and 3, 1, then the underlying graph would be, you have a node for 1, 2 and 3, 1 to 2 there is an arc, 2 to 3 there is an arc, and 3 to 1 there is an arc. So this is our R or R power 1. Then we computed something called R square. Then R square consists of A comma C such that there exists a B in A and satisfying the condition AB in R and BC in R. So 1, 2, 2, 3, you find 1, 3, and 2, 3, 3, 1, you find 2, 1, and 3, 1, 1, 2, you find 3, 2. So these are all the pairs that you see in R square. So please note, R square is also a relation. Any binary relation can be represented using this model. So underlying set remains the same. You see there is an arc from 1 to 3, and you see that there is an arc from 2 to 1, and there is an arc from 3 to 2. Correct? Then we looked at something called R cube, which is R square composition R. This consists of AB from here, BC from here, therefore AC here. So 1, 3, 3, 1, you see 1, 1. And 2, 1, 1, 2, you see that 2, 2. 3, 2, 2, 3, see that 3, 3. So A comma C belongs to R cube if A comma B belongs to R square and B comma C belongs to R. I'm just applying the definition to get this. Like before, R cube is also a relation, which means it can be represented using the model. R cube is also a relation with respect to this set. So this is also a subset of A cross C. So R cube is 1, 1, 2, 2 and 3, 3. Okay. Now we looked at this as part of when we discussed transitive closure. We said R is not transitive, then we applied a systematic procedure to construct the transitive closure of R. Then we asked, is R union R square transitive? Answer is no. And finally it turns out that R square union R cube is transitive, which means this is our transitive closure of R. What exactly are we doing when we construct R square, or when we construct R cube, in general when we construct R power n? So listen carefully. If you look at the underlying relation, which has got 1, 2, 2, 3, and similarly this one, you see that there is an edge from 1, 3 in R square. Now look at the distance between 1 and 3. So distance, I am counting the number of edges. So you need 2 edges to reach 3, and you see that there is an edge between 1 and 3 in R square. And from 2 to 1 and 2 to 3, 3 to 1. First edge, second edge. You see that there is an edge from this. 3 to 1 and 1 to 2, you see that 3 to 2. So what is this? This is precisely, so one distance between 1, 3 is 2 in R. Similarly, if you look at this, distance between 3, 2 is 2 in R. So 3 to 1, 1 to 2, follow the direction. I should not go directly from 3 to 2, 3 to 1 and 1 to 2. And so you draw an arc from A to B if the distance between A, B is 2 in R. So in general, distance between A, B is 2 in R. If that's the case, then you see that A, B belongs to R square. Correct? That's the kind of edges we add here. Okay. Now look at R cube. If you look at R cube, now there is an arc from 1 to 1, which means 1, 2, 2, 3 and 3, 1. Edge number 1, edge number 2, edge number 3. Which means distance between 1, 1 is 3 in R. And there is an edge from arc from 2 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 1 and 1 to 2. So similarly, distance between 2, 2 is 3 in R. On the similar line, distance between 3, 3 is also 3 in R. In general, you see that A, B belongs to R cube, and when if distance between A, B is 3 in R. So in general, you say A, B, the arc or an edge A, B, you see that in R power n, if distance between A, B is n in R. If it is R power 1, distance is 1. 1, 2, distance is 1. 2, 3, distance is 1. 3, 1, distance is 1. Wherever there is no arc, then distance is undefined with respect to R1. In subsequent one, you get it. I mean, there is no direct edge, but you get the distance when you go to r square, r cube, and so on. Which means, for example, 1 and 3, distance is not 1. Distance is more than 1. And you may see that in r square, or if not in r square, you may see in subsequent iterations. So, as part of transitive closure, what are we doing? We are taking A and taking the edges given as part of R1. And basically the arcs whose distance is 1. We check whether it is transitive. If not, we add arcs whose distance is 2. Then we check are they satisfying the transitive property together, R union R square. Answer is no. Then again you add edges of this type whose distance is 3. So like that, in every iteration you pick a pair A comma B whose distance is 3 if the iteration number is 3. Then if the iteration number is 4, then you construct R power 4. So like that, in every iteration you construct R square, R cube, R power 4 in a systematic way until R union R power I. Suppose at ith iteration you see that R union R power I is transitive, you stop your approach. And the way you construct binary relations like R square, R cube, the same thing can be done via the graph also. And R square is precisely consisting of pairs whose distance is 2 in the context of in the underlying relation R. In general, if you look at R power I, it consists of pairs and arcs of type A comma B whose distance is I in the underlying relation R. This has got plenty of applications, and now we may switch between the set theoretic representation of R and the graph theoretic representation as we discuss some more topics in the context of binary relations. There are very interesting ideas which you can appreciate just by looking at the graph. So we switch between set theoretic representation and the graph theoretic representation by looking at the underlying context.